for me, being someone who is so passionate about helping people to live and lead with more courage, you're a great role model on that. And I know throughout your career had to take a lot of risks at times. And I just love to know more about maybe what one of the bigger risks you took was and how you found the courage to take the risk.
I think the biggest risk, and I've said this before, was developing the New York Marriott Marquee in Times Square. Back in 1981-82, John Portman, the architect, was authorized to build a hotel on a piece of land right on Times Square. He couldn't find the financing, he couldn't get it going, so he called me one day and he said, "Are you interested in that site?" And I said, yes, and I thought about it. I said, I had a friend who had a 200-room hotel in Times Square, and year-round he ran 90% occupancy. And I said to him one day, "Why is that?" And he said, "Because I get the Broadway shows on the weekends, and during the week," he said, "I get the transient businessman." And so that was about the extent of my knowledge of the area. I went up and looked at it. It was a seedy area. It was really bad. Hadn't been any new builds in Times Square in 30, 40 years. Some of the theaters were closing. And it was really a depressed area. And so then I said, well, let's hedge our bets. Let's put enough meeting space in that we can attract groups, because most of the hotels in New York were based on transient business and did not have good meeting space. So we expanded and we built the best meeting space we could build today. 35% of the business in that hotel is a group business, and they'll do almost 200,000 group rooms this year. To make a long story short, we went ahead, we built the hotel. It was originally a $250 million hotel, and we ended up spending $500 million because of the construction workers and strikes and all the kinds of things that go on in New York. But today it's a very good hotel. It's making a lot of money. It's flourished. It's done well. But you know, I had the courage to build the hotel because I knew something about the market. I knew the hotel market in New York reasonably well, and I did my homework as best I could back then. And I just felt that Times Square was going to come back.